Morning class. Let's continue with chapter 8 part 3. This is the last part for today, okay, of this chapter as well. Okay, data availability. So how to make sure that the data is available, the data is not lost. So we can check on hardware failures. Okay, try to avoid the hardware failure. Second is loss of data. So loss of data, if there's loss of any data, so you can make a solution with disk mirroring or database mirroring. Otherwise we have human error. So because human error is something that it's unavoidable, so we can provide them training, a proper documentations, and standard operating procedures, which is an SOP. Yeah. So maintenance downtime. So when there's no any disturbance, okay, we have to make sure that the environment for the data availability is non-disruptive. Okay, not disturbed, not has been disturbed. So last one is the network problems with traffic monitoring. When they say traffic monitoring, this is about online, the internet, the net traffic. It's not like the traffic light on the road. Okay, we have firewalls and routers as well. Data security is refers to the protection of the data against accidental or intentional loss, destruction, or misuse. When they say intentional, means you purposely try to make it. You delete the record or data. So access to data has become more open through the internet and corporate intranets and from mobile computing devices. As a result, managing data security has become more difficult and time consuming. Threats. Okay, threats is actually good. Okay, threats to data security. Accidental losses due to human error. This is, can say, it's like very common as well. Software and hardware cost breaches as well. Okay, theft and fraud. See the figure on the next slide. Okay, there is a possibility of theft and fraud. Data integrity. Data will be invalid or corrupted. Okay, there's no integrity between the data. And then the last one is loss of availability through sabotage of hardware, networks, or application. So these are the possible locations of data security threats. You can see we have a building. Inside a building we have an equipment room. Inside equipment room we have hardware, operating the system, DBMS, and network. So the network is connected through communication link. So we have users, communication link, and external communication link. So this will be like internal, and these are the external link. So you can see that establishing internet security. So we have router is connected to the LAN internet. Okay, and both of these routers are connected with the firewall is trying to protecting. Okay, usually firewall is helping you to protect your data or network. Client server application security. So we have two types: static HTML file or dynamic pages are harder to secure. So we have a user authentication, session security, SSL, encryption, restrict number of user and open ports, remove unnecessary programs. This is the most important one as well, because it will cause your performance of database reduce. SSL, secure sockets layer. Okay, if you are taking introduction to network or network basic subjects, you will learn about all these things like SSL. Standard security technology for establishing an encrypted link. Okay, what does it mean by encrypted? If you see, for example, like your WhatsApp messages, they are encrypted. So once you send a message, the message is encrypted, which means that protected. Okay, so when you submit, or the message is sent to another person, the receiver. When they receive, it's automatically decrypted. Database software security features. So we have views and subschemas, integrity control, authorization, user-defined procedures, encryption, authentication scheme, backup and generalizing, and checkpointing. So let's see, what is view. Views is a subset of database that is presented to one or more user. So in database, views is actually a copy of the existing table. I would say that you have a student table. If you want to use the same data and records from the student table, you can create a view, because inside a view you can do a modification. That modification that you have done in views, usually it won't affect the original existing table. Okay, next is the integrity control. So we try to protect our data from unauthorized use. So we should have a password. The password should have a good uh, alphanumeric values and so on. So you can see authorization rules are controlled incorporated in the data. So how they control when you have authorization, okay? So they can access to sales department, order transaction, terminal, accounting, and worker, and program AR4. So they have different insert, read, modify, delete, insert, modify. So this is how they are authorized to do this. Okay, so you can see here authorization table for subject salesperson, and also the next one is order records. So on the sales section they have like customer can read the records, yes, insert record, yes, modify record, yes, delete record, no. You can't simply delete because of integrity constraint. So same is applied for the next one, authorization table for objects. So these are the some privileges in Oracle, which is select, insert, update, delete. Select means we try to query and get the information. Insert means we insert add new records. Update means we try to modify a record. For example, you shift from one house to another house, so you need to update your address. Delete records, alter table, index. So you are not learning about index, references, and execute. So up to alter. So this is what I have mentioned, encryption and decryption algorithm. There is actually algorithm working behind the screen as well to decrypt your text message. Okay, authentication scheme. So we have a positive identification of the user, password, first line of database. We have at least 8 password. First line of defense should be 8 characters, combine alphabetic and numeric data, not be complete words for personal information. So you cannot have your birth date or your name as your password, and should change for every 3 months. Strong authentication. Okay, we have a 2-factor and 3-factor possible solutions. So strong authentication is, the account is authorized by an authenticated person with the provided password and username. Logical access to data. So we have a personal control and physical access control. Physical, something that you can see and get, touch. Personal control, hiring practices, employee monitoring, security training, separations of duties. So they can do on these personal controls. So that's all for chapter 8. Thank you, class. So before I end up, go through all the videos, 3 parts of video, part 1, part 2, part 3, and then I will give you some exercises related to chapter 8. So I want you to do and submit. Thank you.